Good morning and happy first day of spring. Are you as excited as I am? I actually couldn't wait to get up this morning because I knew that winter was behind us and the springtime was here. And then I got a bonus because guess who was on the show with us this morning? Ellen Liston. She's the PR manager up at Dollywood, and this is a big year. Every year is a big year at Dollywood. This one really is 40 years of Dollywood.
It's amazing, and I'm right there with you about spring. I love spring because it means Dollywood is open. We always have fun things going on in the spring. We have 2 festivals every spring, so I am ready for it. And let's add to that, 40 years of Dolly at Dollywood. It's just, it's hard to believe. It's kind of surreal. We're kind of pinching ourselves that it's 40 years, but Dolly told a funny story. She was at grand opening last week, and it was so sweet to have her there with us.
Yes.
And she told the story that she's told before, that on that very first day, she was in her tour bus in the parking lot, and she's like peeking through the curtains.
Hoping people would be there?
Hoping people would show up. And I think it was kind of like, she said in one interview, it was like before the movie Field of Dreams, where you look out and they're just coming and coming and coming. And lucky for us, because of Dolly and where we are in the beauty of the Smoky Mountains, they've just kept coming, and we're celebrating that 40th year this year.
And by the way, Ellen said the stars have aligned because the actual anniversary is May 3rd, and this year that falls on a Saturday.
It's so typical of just kind of the aura that Dolly
the magic of her.
Exactly. We love that about her.
Okay, so y'all, is this I Will Always Love You festival, is that something that's new this year, or do y'all do that every year?
So it is actually the 3rd year.
Okay.
We started it a couple of years ago, which was the 50th anniversary of that classic song that Dolly wrote. And we thought it was just going to be a 1-year thing, a tribute to Dolly. Jolene was actually written the same year, so it was like, let's do a lot of Dolly's music. Let's do songwriters, because Dolly loves being known more than anything as a songwriter. Let's have a tribute to Dolly's songs. As a songwriter, we'll add some fun things in there. So it was so popular that people were like, wait, what do you mean this is just a one-time thing? So we're now in year 3.
Love it.
And one of the things that I love about this is the 4 shows that are specific to this festival. Of course, Kingdom Airs are always there. We always have some of our great bluegrass and country.
Yeah.
They all are about Dolly and her music, which, I mean, you really can't
that's
have
what you
too
come
much
for.
of Dolly music. So
Right.
one great show is about the trio album. We've got a trio that sings the parts of obviously Dolly and Emmylou Harris and Linda Ronstadt.
Oh, that's
amazing
fun.
music. The From the Heart show is back, that debuted last year for the summer and won Best Theme Park Show in the world last year.
Wow.
So you definitely had to bring that back. It's phenomenal. People will love that. My favorite though is Sing Along with Dolly. So if you've ever been to a sing along movie, you know, they have the lyrics up there and you belt it out, and that's my favorite. And it's great, goes great with the side of a funnel cake or cinnamon bread.
And you just have to hope the person next to you is also belting. Otherwise, they're going to hear your belting, and then you might get a little bit of self-conscious.
I was on Park yesterday, sang a little Jolene. It was great.
On the roller coaster?
Exactly.
So, okay, now that runs through mid-April, basically, but then you don't miss a beat. You pick up with it's like a flower festival or something.
Yeah, so a couple of days later, so on April 19th, we open the Flower and Food Festival, which is lots of just what you hear in the title. 500,000 blooms added to the park, a couple of dozen new festival foods, which I just saw the menu the other day. It looks incredibly delicious. And also a couple of other new things that are going to debut when Flower and Food comes along. And that is the Imagination Playhouse, which we've usually had just during the summer. So that's Dolly's Imagination Library books come to life, and they kind of rotate. It's getting a permanent building up in what was the Heart Song Theater, is now the Imagination Playhouse. So it'll start in mid-April, run all the way up pretty much until Christmas, because then Santa's going to kind of
You mentioned that she wants to be known most as the songwriter, but it's funny because so many younger people, especially, think of her through that Imagination Library. They grew up with her books,
absolutely,
right? Coming
and
them
they know her as the
month.
book lady.
Right.
So what 2 great things to be known as, the book lady and a song teller, but we're awfully glad she lends her name to Dollywood.
So now, did you tell me something about parking? And I'm going to ask that question because my older daughter's husband is from Knoxville.
Yeah.
And so they had been up there between Christmas and New Year's, and they went to the park. And Emily said, Mom, apparently there were more.
Crazy.
It was insane. You wouldn't think there would be that many people, but she said, we're so glad we got there early because the parking, there was overflow needed.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we really try to do, you know this from being friends of Dollywood forever, is that we really try to listen to our guests. So two huge things that we're doing for this season, and both are opening next month, is a brand new big parking area. People want to get there, they want to get in, have fun.
Sure.
Best way to do that is more parking. People also asked up where all of our bigger roller coasters are, except Lightning Rod. So if you're riding Wild Eagle and Thunderhead, there's one restaurant up in that area, and people are like, we get hungry.
Yeah.
We get hungry chasing after the kids, riding rides.
Yeah.
So we're adding a big new restaurant up in Wilderness Pass, and of course it's going to have great Southern cuisine in there. So both those open next month. So lots of things going on as we've opened here in March, but a lot more to come in our 40th anniversary
And
year.
just to cover myself, I said that about the parking as a complimentary thing, because when you were talking about the 40 years and Dolly peering out, hoping that people would come, I really meant that as a pat on your back, that no matter the weather, people want to be there.
Absolutely, but I think it's true. It's a true testament to what's really important is doing what our guests ask of us. And so there's a brand new show that's coming that'll be here for the summer called Play On. That's a retrospective of 40 years of Dolly and Dollywood entertainment. But people also want to get in, so we listen to that with more parking, another restaurant.
I have to listen that I have 6 seconds. Dollywood.com, that's all you have to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ascension Living provides services and amenities to our residents.
It's such a close-knit group. It's so much like family.
Why wouldn't you want to live here too? Come home to Ascension Living.
You remember Ellie Hughes?
Isn't she still in a coma?
She's pregnant. So it's either the boyfriend who tried to kill her, or there's a rapist out there that would assault a woman in a coma.
SVU, new tonight.